Hello, hello, I'm Josue from La Época, and you are watching Musicality Around the World. Today I'm in Richmond, Virginia. Well, actually just outside of Richmond. I'm in a small town called Louisa. This is about 2 hours south of DC, 3 hours south of Baltimore, and 6 hours south of New York and Jersey. Today we're talking about the problem with fusions. I don't particularly have a problem with fusions as long as the artists respect the roots and the traditions, and call it for what they are. A very talented dancer from New York had sent me a message and asked, what do I think about fusions? And particularly because he's coming out with a show that fuses Afro-Cuban and tango. But you asked for my advice, so here's my advice for you and for anyone else who is coming up with a fusion. If you're doing a fusion, be sure to do your research and stay true to the roots and the traditions. This is a collection of my father's albums, of vinyl 78s. Some of them are probably much older. I laid them out so that we can talk about them because I think it's very important when we're talking about fusions and respecting traditions. If you're going to do Afro-Cuban, then I would suggest study the music of Cándido, Sonora Matancera, Joe Cuba, Chaputín, Benny Moré, Miguelito Valdés, Machito, Tito Puente, and most certainly, who I think is the master of all Afro-Cuban music, Arsenio Rodriguez. But since we're talking about fusions, you know what salsa is? Salsa is an umbrella term used to represent Afro-Cuban rhythms. It's a fusion. This is Benny Moré, and on the back, we see the names of the rhythms, merengue, son montuno, bolero, son montuno, bolero rítmico, written right next to the actual names of the songs. Guaracha, guaguancó, bolero, son montuno, bolero. So the musicians, they knew these rhythms when they were recording them back then. The listeners, the dancers, they were exposed to these rhythms. Here is, I think this is Miguelito Cuní, yes, Miguelito Cuní, Guaguancó en La Habana, con el conjunto modelo. Again, we've got Guaguancó, Bolero, Son Montuno, Bolero, Son Montuno. It's very important to acknowledge the rhythms. Stay true to these roots. Here's Arsenio's album. On the back, we've got a Son Montuno, a Bolero Mambo, Bolero, Yambú, Danzón. We've got Son Pregón, Pachanga, Guaguancó. Here's another from Arsenio. Son Montuno, Bolero, Montuno, Bugalú, Lamento Guajiro, Guaguancó, Son Montuno, Montuno Oriental. Yet another from Arsenio. This is actually one of his most popular albums. Great song, No Me Llores Más. This is the Son Montuno. We've got Guaguancó, Bolero, Son Montuno, Bolero, Son Montuno. And once more, from Arsenio. The name of the song, and right next to it we've got Guaguancó, Bolero, Guaguancó, Bolero, Guaguancó, Guaracha, and Bolero. Here are two albums that I single out. Here is Viva Arsenio and Arsenio Dice. On the back of this, Viva Arsenio, we have a great song. I like it very much. Hang On Sloopy, very lively song. La Yuca is where Arsenio took one of the best solos he's ever taken, in my opinion. This is also the song that my father was referring to in the first film when he was talking about walking the bass. It's called La Yuca. And Tres Marias is a great song. Cielito Lindo is a very well-known song. Para Bailar el Montuno, which Arsenio wrote himself. Son Montuno, great song. And of course, Vaya Pal Monte, which is a very popular song. Many people have rearranged the song and have gotten great fame from it, but it originally came from Arsenio. Arsenio Dice. This was one of Arsenio's last albums. This was released by Tico Records, and my father, Alfonso Panama, recorded bass on this album with Arsenio. Since we're talking about fusions, let's mention Johnny Pacheco. See, Johnny Pacheco created Fania Records with Jerry Masucci, and they labeled everything with salsa, which today and age is really just an umbrella term to represent Afro-Cuban rhythms. Now, Arsenio wasn't too pleased, so he wrote a song called Kiko Medina. I think that dancers would benefit from listening to the song at least once, because here you'll hear the lyrics where they're making fun of Johnny Pacheco. See, Pacheco believed that Arsenio's music was too difficult for musicians to play. So he re-recorded many of Arsenio's songs and the songs from other legends from Cuba, simplifying them, rearranging them, making them easier for musicians to play. See, Pacheco simplified his music, and Arsenio took great offense to that, and he felt that Pacheco was not respecting the origins and respecting the roots of Afro-Cuban music. He just took what they did, simplified them, and called it salsa. Arsenio wasn't too pleased, so he created and composed this song, I should say, and it's called Kiko Medina. So again, if you're going to do fusions, especially in Afro-Cuban music, take a listen. There's got to be probably maybe 10 songs, at least 10 songs on each of these albums, and there's 15 albums here. That's 150 songs that you can listen to as examples of true Afro-Cuban music. And in my opinion, these are the main artists to listen to. I mean, there are many, many, many more. But if you've only listened to one or two songs of Afro-Cuban music, and you're going to do a fusion on Afro-Cuban, how true will that fusion be? Right? And if you're listening to songs that are under the salsa umbrella, right? If you're listening to songs that were recorded maybe after the 70s, and you don't even know the name of the rhythm, if it's a son montuno or a guaracha or bolero song, and you're going to say that your fusion is Afro-Cuban, are you really staying true to your roots, to the roots? Are you really staying true to the origins? So my advice for you is do your research and stay true to the roots and stay true to the culture. I'm Josue. You're watching Musicality Around the World from Richmond, Virginia. Hope to see you soon.